like do like a good clap.
We're good?
Go.
All right. So, great.
Right.
Good to go?
Yeah.
We're rolling.
Recording?
Everything's recording.
Oh, on it.
3 devices, all going.
Sweet. All right, well, let's have some fun, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Speaking with Aaron Yoder here of Y&S Designs. Tell us, how did you start Y&S Designs? Rather, how did your love for dirt bikes start?
Started when I was 4 years old. My parents, I guess, got me into it when I was 4, and started on a P-dub. Actually, started on a little 4-wheeler around the you know the yard or whatnot, and then went on the bikes with P-dubs. Started racing in '88, and then went to my first amateur national when I was 8 in '96, or yeah, it would have been 92. And then got 6th out of the top 42 kids in the nation, which was pretty cool. Like James Stewart won that year. Some other big names that were in that race as well. I can't remember offhand, but yeah. But James Stewart, I know he won that year, which was pretty neat to look back on, to see where I was at that point in time, and then moved on to the mini bikes, 60s, 80s. Went back to Loretta's in the B class on a KX 125, and then also went back in the A class on 125s or 250S, and then in 2004 got my pro license. Did some outdoor nationals, which was pretty fun, pretty cool. Once again, James Stewart blew by me in practice. I thought I was going fast, but obviously I wasn't. And then Supercross, that was pretty fun, a little scary. Did a few of those, did Daytona, a couple Indy Supercrosses, St. Louis. It was pretty fun.
Where did you place in Indy Supercross?
Unfortunately, I never made it to the night program.
Okay.
It was a bummer. Being in Indiana, you don't get to ride like the guys in California, in Florida. They get their tracks are designed for Supercross, and they get their tracks designed each week, and the new track maps come out. They go home, they practice on the track that they're going to be racing that next week. It's being in Indiana was a little bit of a downfall, but I wouldn't change a bit of what I've done with racing. I've taken it to the level that I wanted to go to, and that was good enough for me.
And speaking of that, not changing it at all, what made you decide in there before you reached the goals that you wanted to? What made you stay here as opposed to moving out somewhere like California?
My parents. I'm an only child, and my parents are a big part of my life. They're the reason where I'm at now. I mean, it's a huge. I mean, we don't have a big family, but then again, we're really close knit. I talk to my parents every day, see them every day. My mom actually has started working for me not too long ago, which is pretty cool, pretty fun. I think she enjoys it. But yeah, it's but the thing is motocross now into cross country. I still do some motocross here and there, not so much anymore. Moved more towards into the cross country just because of the business aspect of it. Also, it's like a whole new chapter in my racing. Never enjoyed racing in the woods when I was a younger kid. My dad had always, told me, we need to go ride in the woods, and I was like, no, I'm not a tree hugger. I'm not going after those. Trees scare me, which they still do. But yeah, they don't move. That's for sure. But no, come to the woods. Everyone, it's like a family that you never had, and everyone is here for a reason, and that they're all there for the same reason. They're there to have fun and also race. And I feel like the racing industry itself is super tight knit. Everyone knows everyone, and that also helps with a lot of things and also can be a downfall at the same time. So, you know, then with cross country, with the new chapter of with my racing, it's a whole new challenge for me to go out and figure out how to go fast in the woods. You can go to a dirt bike track and race, you know, motocross. There's jumps. It's closed course. You have hay bales. You know where you're going in motocross. Cross country, granted, you have a single track or you're making new trails. You never know what the next lap is going to be. You never know what's actually going to be in front of you. You never know what's going to be actually in the next corner or next tree. I mean, it's very unexpected with this sport, and the unexpected keeps me here. And the challenge of maybe taking it to the level that I had possibly have taken it with motocross, and you know, maybe going after that dream. Who knows? But with my business wise, it's helped a ton with racing. A lot of people never realize once I came to cross country what I had done in my past with motocross, and then going out and racing with cross country has opened a lot of people's eyes. With my speed in the woods has, you know, come a long way. So with that, it's also helped with business wise, because then people realize that, hey, I'm not just a business owner. I'm not here just to, you know, make money or, you know, make things look good, or, you know, I'm also out there, you know, also going through the exact same things that they're going through when they're on the track, and I support what they do because I enjoy doing it as well.
Yeah, and you really come full circle because you understand both sides of it. How did you stumble upon this business? How did that start here in between your career of writing?
You know, that's a funny question, because I tried getting out of motocross at one point in time. Tried to do something else. I couldn't. Literally, once this sport is in your blood, you can't get it out, and it's something that's there to stay. And I've tried, like I left racing. I got hurt real bad with my leg, and went to traveling around with Firestone, Bridgestone, with IndyCar racing, mounting and balancing tires. Traveled all over, went to Japan, all over the United States with that. Then got out of that because I just wasn't. I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't motocross. It really wasn't. So, and I wasn't on a bike. I didn't get to ride. And then so I started riding again. And then I went to school for graphic design and got a bachelor's in science of business, and then also you know, a degree in graphic design. And then so after I never really did anything with it after college. And then so once I left the IndyCar stuff, I went after my degree because I didn't know what else to do. And so I went and went to a sign shop, started working at a sign shop. Soon after, you know, starting after about 2 years, I started running their small part of their company for like 2 or 3 years after that, and then moved on to a few other companies. And then, well, with that company that I was working for, they had this small screen printer sitting in the corner. It was covered in dust. I didn't even know how to use it, didn't even know what it was. And I asked the people, I'm like, what is this thing sitting in the corner? And they're like, oh, it's a screen printer. We try to screen print signs. I'm like, so what are you gonna do with it? Well, I ended up taking it home and making a t-shirt palette just out of wood that I had laying around, and sat on YouTube for weeks upon weeks and learning how to use this machine that I just found. And then so basically my company started as just strictly screen printing and having fun. I used to have a partner in the Y&S Designs. That's the S part of it. His last name was Steele. Still best friends with him. And then so the YS is Yoder Steel Designs. So he's no longer part of it, moved on. We're still really good friends. And with that, I learned a lot of things. And then I've taken my business, you know, to a whole new level with adding the graphics in with it.
At what point did you decide you needed to add graphics in? Something you wanted to do, or
Well,
something that came as a need to the business?
I believe it was a need to the business, to take it to that next level, to add a whole nother aspect to screen printing, as well as adding it to the clientele that I worked with, because it was mainly motorsports clientele that I was working with. Well, they needed awards and they needed stickers for their racing. I had too many friends that kept asking me that they wanted graphics for their dirt bikes and their quads and car wraps and vehicles, you know, trailers, and there's so much more that you can do with digital, on the digital side of things. On top of the screen printing side, you can do the t-shirts and embroidery with the hats and beanies and that kind of stuff. So you get both sides of both worlds of the creating you know, a great looking company and great looking people. So
Did you feel like you were almost...
Give me another good clap to start again.
all right, good to go.
Okay. Did you feel like you were growing over your head? Were you feeling overwhelmed at this point when you started to add all this in, with all the possibilities that your business could go to?
Oh yeah, I mean it's so overwhelming, you know, like right now. And back then, you know, I took the screen printing to a whole nother level, and then I added the digital side, and you know, it added so much more work and time into my day. So when I added to that, that's when I realized, hey, this is time to go on your own, make this a full career, make this, you know, what it's gonna be. Like, let's take this next step and put yourself in the position that there is a possibility of failure, you know. And I think I thrive off of that. Just like with motocross and racing in the woods, or just doing any racing period, you can fail in a corner, you can fail over a jump, you can hit a tree. I mean, there's all kinds of different types of failure that goes in with racing, that also goes in with business as well. So with that, I think it's something that I thrive off of, and it keeps me going.
Forgot my next question, sorry.
That's all right.
Give me a clap and go ahead.
Sweet.
We were talking about